Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Astrology with your friend Gretchen Heidel. Yes, full-time astrologer and life coach, Reiki master, and so much more. And happy October! We are here on October 2023. It is the first broadcast of October. A lot to go over this week in astrology. There's a lot of things going on. I am praying and hoping that my video posts this week on Facebook. It was kind of weird last week. I don't know what happened, but there was an error on Facebook's end. So I'm hoping that that the broadcast is getting dispersed and disseminated as it should. But welcome. I'm on Monday nights live at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook, my Astrology Updates by Gretchen Heidel Facebook page. Or I also post the replay on YouTube. So if you're joining me on Monday night, you can hear me and everything's good. Post below your astrological sign. And if you're watching me on the replay on YouTube, thank you so much. And definitely post below too. I love hearing what your astrological sign is, where you're tuning in from, what your sign, your sun, moon, and rising sign are. But I have a lot to go over. It looks like some people are joining. Nobody's commented yet. I just want to make sure that that you guys can hear me. Yay, somebody gave me a thumbs up. That's awesome. So it's Monday night, October 2nd, 2023. And I'm going over this week in astrology all the way up until October 8th of 2023. And there is a lot going on this week in astrology. There's a lot of planetary things. Yay. So I have a bunch of people commenting now. Wendy, yay. Scorpio, Naomi, hey Naomi, I haven't seen you in a while. Sarah, Leo from Vermont, welcome. Almir, hello everyone, he said. Naomi's tagging some friends. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, so it looks like I am rolling here live, and that's awesome. Yes, Taurus with Cancer. Love that. So I'm going to be talking about Cancer Moon this week, and that is one of the features of this week. There's just so much going on this week in astrology. I know I usually take you guys day by day and kind of give you the flavor and the highlights, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more of a broader overview this week because there's just so much, and I don't want anybody's eyes glazing over. I like these Monday nights to be fun, and also to give you guys the heads up what is coming. And so there's a lot coming, okay, in this week in astrology. Hey Debbie, Aries from Florida. Andrea, yay, Aries, welcome in Vermont. We have a couple Aries here, including myself. Wendy, yay, Aquarius. Thank you so much. I'm glad that everybody's stuck in there with me. This week it looks like we're rolling. Now, one of the things that might have happened, I don't know if it specifically targeted me or not, but we are coming off of a lot of Mercurial and also even Uranus energy in the last few days. If you guys follow my daily posts, Mercury and Uranus. Mercury has been active, geez Louise, every day, even since Wednesday, I guess, last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, today, Mercury opposed Neptune. So every single day there's been a Mercurial thing. So it's almost making it seem almost like a fake Mercury retrograde where it could glitch out technology and it can bring, sort of some unexpected travel delays and or communication glitches or miscommunications or things like that. So we have a lot of things going on with Mercury, and that's been very active. Now today, Mercury opposed Neptune, and because of that, today was a little bit wonky. It happened, the peak of it was earlier in the day at 11:34 a.m. Eastern time, but that's not a great time to sign contracts. That's not a great time for a big talk. There could be a miscommunication or just feeling a little bit lazy, sleepy, unmotivated. Why is today taking so long? Oh my God, I looked at the clock. Oh, 10 minutes has gone by, and it's like that type of energy. That's what, when Neptune opposes, thankfully, this is only a yearly, this is not one of those ones that keeps happening over and over. It's once a year, but it's just, I'm not in love with it. And if you remember, just even, was it last week? Was the week before, I believe, where the sun opposed Mercury also. So we had like all this sort of stuff going on, that with the sun opposing Mercury, and then we have, and that was September 19th when the sun opposed Mercury. Now we have Sun opposed Neptune, and now we have Mercury opposing Neptune. You've been sleeping deep all week. Okay, well, there you go. And some people are saying they didn't sleep, but then they were late. See, that's kind of the way Neptune is. Neptune can feel very sleepy and very like kind of make us feel just like even when we're functioning a little drowsy or a little like and it's something. Wendy was the only one that had some energy there. You mowed the lawn, you did your laundry, cleaned your refrigerator. Yeah, so there's all that kind of energy going. But what I was going to say is in the background, we have tons and tons of energy. Usually Mercury is pretty energetic. Mercury is a pretty zippy, and Uranus too can be very zippy. And we also have a bunch of other things, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. If you guys saw the title of my post this week, we are going through a past life portal this week, and a bunch of planets are on the move. And that's why I don't want to go through day by day like I usually do. I'm going to do a little bit of a broader picture because it's so much, to get to. Yay. Thank you so much, everybody that's posting below. I think that this is cool. It looks like my post is actually moving normally, so that's a good thing. Okay, so aside from today with this Mercury opposing Neptune, and that'll last for a couple of days, and it's going to feel a little wonky and a little funny, and it might even started over the weekend and whatever. And so Mercury is our mind and our mental processes. So when we're having it opposing Neptune, that can actually make us feel a little foggy, fuzzy, cloudy, not really like wanting to this is not a great time to do your taxes or to look at all the fine details and the fine print of things. In fact, this is a terrible time to sign contracts and that sort of thing. But tomorrow on Tuesday, on October 3rd, I can't believe we're already in October, we have Venus forming a trine with the North Node of the Moon. And the next day, I'm going to give you guys, because I know some of you like to take notes and write these down specifically. And I know that there's some people who are really super into astrology that watch my broadcast. So I like to give you exactly, like if I was listening to someone's broadcast, I would want this information. And then there's people who watch this broadcast that know very little about astrology, and you just want to know, well, what does that mean? So I always give you both perspectives just so that the advanced people can write it all down and take their notes. And then the people who are more just want to know more about the energy and what's happening, you guys can hang with it too. All right, so I'm gonna basically go over, so on Tuesday, October 3rd, Venus in Leo is going to form a trine with the North Node of the Moon in Aries, and that's going to be tomorrow at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. And then on October 4th, on Wednesday, Mars is going to form a conjunction with the South Node of the Moon in Libra. Both are in Libra at 11:52 a.m. Eastern time. And then on Thursday, October 5th, we got Mars opposing the North Node of the Moon, and that's exact at 7:54 a.m. Eastern time. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of North Node, South Node of the Moon involvement. Okay, so what does all that mean, right? You're like, okay, I'm not even sure what that means. So if you don't know what that means, I'm just gonna I just wanted to say that for the people who are listening that are more advanced astrology people. Okay, so basically what the deal is, we got the North Node and the South Node of the Moon involved. Hey Rita from Colorado and Gloria, welcome. Love seeing you guys on my broadcast. Gloria in Florida. So we have a bunch of involvement with the nodes of the moon. Specifically, positively, we have a trine, which is lovely with Venus and the North Node. That's a lovely thing. That's a portal. That's an opening. We can never look at the nodes of the moon separately. They always move like this, and they always move retrograde. Okay, so they're always opposite of each other. The South Node, just to remind you, is the past lives, and something from the past, the previous, okay, something previously in your life. And then we have the north node of the moon, and the north node is our future, our destiny, where are we headed? And both of these things are involved, okay? Both the north node and the south node are involved this week. Again, it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the peak of these things. Ashley said, what day is this? You'll have to watch the broadcast. I already announced it, but just know it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's a portal. It's going to be a few days of an opening this week where we're going to have the north node. Again, what are we supposed to do here in this lifetime? And then the south node, what are we bringing in from a past life or from our past in this lifetime? So Mars is the past. Mars is aligning with Libra, with the south node of the moon. So Mars is kind of hanging out with the past life, and then the future is hanging out with Venus. Okay, so Venus is forming a trine with the north node of the moon. Okay, so we got Mars in the past and Venus in the front. Now, Venus is love and beauty and finances and all that fun stuff. Venus is currently in Leo, still in Leo. She's almost at the end of Leo. In fact, this week on Sunday, the 8th, October 8th, Venus is actually going to move into Virgo. Okay, but for now, just for this week, we're still dealing with Venus and Leo. Goodness gracious, lordy, lordy, lordy. She's been in Leo for a long time, all the way since June, I believe. I'd have to look, but it's been a long time. So we're finally at the end of Venus and Leo, but before she leaves, she's basically going to be forming a trine, a lovely trine, which is a beautiful alignment with our future self, our destiny, where we are meant to be, what is our life purpose, and that's the north node of the moon. But we can't get away from the fact that the south node of the moon is being activated by Mars. And if Mars is forming a conjunction with the south node, automatically it means that Mars is opposing the north node, because they are always opposite of each other and they always go like this. So Mars in Libra is opposing the north node, which means our action involving this romance or this money or this creativity or whatever we're trying to do here with this Venus and the north node and all that fun stuff, our action pertaining to it is somewhat effed up. It's somewhat messed up. Okay. I don't want to get, I don't want to get censored here. So I'm just going to keep it PG, but I'm just saying it's going to be a little bit like, well, I want to do this thing. How can I make this thing happen? How can I, but Mars is kind of sort of opposing the north node of the moon and really is sticking more towards the past life. What is it from the past? So when we think about Mars, Mars is our action, our motivation, our drive, our ambition. I will say this, Mars is inflammation, and Mars in Libra specifically is kidneys and adrenal glands. So we want to watch that area if anybody has any kidney issues or adrenal gland issues or any kind of thing, adrenal fatigue, that can be activated. But we have the activation of the south node of the moon. Again, this is a whole portal. We can't just look at it as just like these three individual things. This is a whole portal opening up. And what does that mean? So be on the lookout, because there's going to be opportunity or things or people coming into our lives during this week that are going to have either a tie to our past, almost like a Mercury retrograde, or a tie to a past life, or both. You know, I mean, sometimes these people that are in our lifetime in this life automatically have a tie, okay, to our last life, okay? So, because we tend to travel in what I call soul groups, okay? So, but I don't know, I mean, yes, I realize I'm intuitive, and you know, that might be different at a different level than some other people, but I have an awareness. When I meet a past life person, I feel it in my soul, and I think a lot of people can actually. I feel like when you meet a past life, for good or for bad, I mean, you ever meet those people that instantly you just like or instantly you just don't like? I mean, usually that's some kind of past life situation. And so yes, so we have a past life thing, or we even have something from our past kind of popping up. And why is that important? Well, Mars is in Libra, which is about relationships. Libra is all about balance, fairness, and beauty. And you think about that, the ruler of Libra is Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. And Venus is trying to form this, or is forming a trine, positive alignment with the north node of the moon, of like where we're meant to be and where we're meant to go and what we're meant to do. And so and by the way, Venus is romance and Mars is sexuality. So we have sort of this thing kind of brewing right now. Again, this week. Now, Mars can be aggression, but remember, Mars in Libra is not as, I don't know how to say, like forthcoming with aggression as normal Mars is. Normal Mars is like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Taking my parking spot. Where Mars in Libra is like, oh, you're going to park that thing there? It's very passive aggressive, and it's a little bit like, trying to like squelch it down, because Libra doesn't really love confrontation too much. So if you have any Libra in your chart, or if you have any Aries in your chart, especially at the end of Libra, the end of Aries, you will be in the heart of this, and you will be really feeling this. Or if you are one of the fire signs or one of the air signs, you'll feel this too. So there's just a lot of activation with that. And so we could have somebody from the past come in, but here's the problem, is that Mars in Libra might have a little trouble taking action this week, and have trouble like, it's like, I want to do this. I want to do this thing. I want to do this thing. I'm not sure how to get there, And so I would say take inspired action. Try not to let too much fear sort of get in the way. I just kind of feel like this is not a direct shot with action this week. I feel like as if the action is going to feel a little bit like, should I do this? Should I not? I mean, it's in Libra, right? Libra likes to vacillate, likes to look at all the sides, likes to weigh out things. Let's weigh out and take our scales and weigh out everything, And so when we think about that, this divine inspired action and this past life portal, and we're getting possibly even some support from a past life, or have a past life thing happen that opens up. Past life portals can be a whole bunch of things. So I can't say, oh, it's gonna be one specific thing for everybody. I can never really say that on my broadcast, but I can say that it's going to feel like there's something here. And when we look at this, they're called, the nodes of the moon are called the nodes of karma, or the karmic nodes, or the nodes of destiny, or Reku and Rahu, and all these different names. The nodes of the moon have all these different names, but basically it's like what we're sort of destined to do here in this life. And we're supposed to be bringing in something from the past, like I said, either our past or even the past life. Now, past lives are tricky. In readings, when I do sessions for people, and like, let's say somebody comes to me with a new, lover, a new part, I'm so interested in this person. I'll be like, oh, well, there you go. There's a past life connection. They go, oh, I'm like, hold on. Hold your horses, because we don't know what happened during that past life just yet. Let me look. Could be a not so fun past life. Somebody could have, gunned down the other person or whatever. Or it could have been a beautiful past life where there was more connection, more to do. The souls were meant to, kind of continue on and to try and to work things out and all that kind of stuff. So it's something that that we have the opportunity. Wendy, you asked, how do you connect with past lives? Many ways. I think one of the best ways is through meditation, or I also do past life regression hypnosis, in which you can go back and sort of take a look. But a lot of times we will get a feeling like if you go to an area, you just knew you've been there before, but you've never really actually in this life as your name and your gender and all the things that make you in this lifetime. that you never experienced that, but you knew where everything was, or it had this like really uber familiar feeling. We tend to go through a lot of past life portals in our life. This is not actually super unusual. I guess what's unusual is that Venus and Mars are involved with it, and that's, you know, kind of the thing. But when we have a past life portal, look, you can put a positive deposit in your karmic account. Let's say you donated money to somebody, or you helped a charity or a good cause, or you saved a puppy, or, you know, like my friend did this week, if any of you saw on my personal Facebook page, or I don't know what else, whatever, you know, kind of thing. That is something that could be a good karmic deposit in your karmic account, and then in this life, cha-ching, you could be cashing out on that, and that could be something positive. And then conversely, that could be the same thing, like, you know, and if you put a negative you know, karma in your karmic account, then that's, you know, the deal. But it is something that that we are going to be dealing with, and I feel like past life people are very familiar feeling. Past life locations are familiar. It's like the little kid that, like, you know, instantly took to planes, and they're like, hey, mom and dad, I think I was a World War II fighter pilot. It's like, really? Like, how, you know, how did you feel that? Well, that's often from past life. They even say that birthmarks, if you're born with a birthmark, that can be the way that you exited the last lifetime. And then you come into this lifetime with the mark, the physical mark. So it's quite fascinating. If anybody ever has an interest in this topic, I always recommend the book by Dr. Brian Weiss called Many Lives, Many Masters, and that will take you deeper into this topic, because it's really quite fascinating. Now, we have more. So not only do we have all this past life stuff, but we have even more things happening. So on Wednesday, October 4th, we have two things on the move. I say things because planetary wise, we have Mercury moving into Libra. So Mercury is finally done in Virgo, and that was a long extended stay. Okay, Mercury in Virgo has been in Virgo for a long time now. If you guys remember it, Mercury over the last few months was retrograde, and then all this stuff with Mercury, and even in the last week, is interesting. So Mercury moving into Libra finally on Wednesday at 8:09 p.m. Eastern time. So earlier than that, if you're out on the West Coast or someplace else and you're watching this, Mercury has been in Virgo. My goodness, I was just trying to look back. Oh, it's been a long time. Oh my gosh, when did I last do that broadcast? Mercury went into Virgo on July 28th. Okay, it's been in there a long time. Usually it's in each sign for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most. But now it's been in there for a long time because it was retrograde. So now it's going to be in Libra, Mercury in Libra from October 4th all the way until October 22nd. So about, let's see, a little over, it's almost 2.5 weeks, and that's like more of a normal. So Libra is now getting really like front and center attention here, because the sun is in Libra, Mars is in Libra, the south node of the moon is in Libra. So any Libra that you have in your chart, depends on where, like Ashley Jean just said, Mercury and Virgo in the 3rd house for her. So it depends on where Libra is in your astrological chart in order to know how this will affect you on a personal level. But basically, this is going to be more Libra energy. And good news is that Libra is, I think, a very... again, it's wanting to be peaceful, wanting to, the positive side of Libra. We all have a shadow side. Every single sign has a shadow side. But Libra, Mercury is how we think and talk and communicate, and how we get around and how we travel. So this is wanting to be nice and peaceful and communicate gently and with love and all that kind of stuff. Now, Libra does tend to be an air sign, so it is a communicating sign, a sign that wants to talk, a sign that wants to network, a sign that wants to kind of socialize and get busy and flirt. Libras are very good flirters, very romantic. Now, if we have a Libra who's out of power or in a shadow side is what I call it. It is something that we have to watch because Libras are very good debaters, actually. It is said a lot of judges are Libras because they are able to see both sides of a situation. So if you ever got into an argument or disagreement with a Libra, oh my Lord, they can talk around and around. They can almost get and start arguing the point themselves. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, they're like on the opposition end on the on both sides, like having this conversation. A lot of times Libras can do that. So it's something that's like a superpower of Libra. And Libra's out of power shadow side again can be wanting to be a little too peaceful and not being able to like stick up and be a little bit more forceful for themselves. So that's something that you have to kind of watch, like being able to self-advocate with love and self-advocate with being fair, but also self-advocating. I mean, sometimes you have to just say, hey, that's not right, you know, and get a little bit of that. But that's not really what Libra likes to do. Libra likes to be the lover and the flirter and all that good stuff. I've seen some Libras in action. I'll tell you, they can be quite charming, and they love to tell stories, and they love to like kind of you know, talk and again connect and communicate and all that good stuff. So that's where our Libra is. Mercury's, we're in the heart of Libra season right now, and we're adding to the pile. So now how we act, our Mars, like I was talking about, Mars forming the conjunction with the south node of the moon, our actions, okay, are lining up with Libra. The sun's in Libra, which is the general deal. If the sun dies, we all die. I mean, that's a thing. So the sun is a big, huge deal. That's in Libra. Everything's in Libra right now, a lot of things. So we have a lot of stuff going on in the Libra department. So again, it depends on where Libra is. How do you feel during this time of year? And how do you get along with Libras in your life? Are they your favorite people? Are they your BFFs? Or are they people that you're like, so annoying? You know, and so how do you relate to Libras? Ashley Jean said, what a ride it's been. You Libra moon sign, and Libra rules your fourth house. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of busyness in the home department, Ashley Jean. Kelly said, your son has Mercury in Libra. Is he a very flirtatious person? You know, we have a bunch of people on here commenting. I'm just like reading through. Yeah, so that is, and then Andrea said, yeah, my dad was a Libra. Yeah, that's exactly right. That is a thing. A lot of Libras like to get their flirt on and get their socializing on. So this is good if you're shy or if you're wanting to connect, or this can be a love, you know, finding good love. I mean, remember, Libra is motivated by the goddess of Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. So that is Libra's ruling sign. And like I said, Venus is going to form a trine, which is positive to the north node of the moon. And that will also help us to get our flirt on this week. I mean, it's not that it's a bad week. It's just that this week is really complicated with tons and tons of things. So what else is happening? Lilith. Lilith is moving, speaking of challenge, Lilith is moving on as well. Now, Lilith, and this is going to be also on October 4th on Wednesday, Lilith is leaving Leo and is moving into Virgo. Lilith will be in Virgo all the way for 9 months. Lilith, Black Moon Lilith, is in each sign for 9 months. Now, when I said that there was a planet and then a thing, here's what I'm talking about. Mercury is a planet, but Lilith is called the Black Moon Lilith because Lilith is said to be the dark side of the moon, the side of the moon that we can't see as clearly. She's the shadow, okay? And so Lilith is dark. Now, Lilith has been all this time for 9 months in Leo. Now Lilith is moving into Virgo. So where we're getting out of Virgo season, Lilith is starting her Virgo season. So if you have any planets that live full-time in Virgo, Lilith is going to hit them as she goes through. Now, the good news about Lilith is that she's very pinpointed. Like, she has to really be up on something in order to really activate it. She doesn't have these big, wide, like, you know, sort of ranges. Like, she tends to be a very pinpointed, but when she gets on something, like the sun or, you know, your Mercury or your Mars or your rising sign, any of those things, when she sits on something, she gets dark, and she makes us feel dark. So not only does she initiate something usually in life that kind of is a little ouchy, but then she makes us feel 20 times worse about that thing. Like it's like usually, typically when I see this in myself, and also when I do readings, private readings with clients. By the way, if you like this video, go ahead and post below, like and share. It helps to get the algorithm rolling. I love that all of you guys are commenting, and this is wonderful. Or if you're on YouTube watching this, subscribe to my channel. But I will say this, that it usually, when I'm doing a reading for a client, let's say, I always know that there's something going on for them, but however they're perceiving it is even darker than what the real life thing is. The real life thing, I'm not saying it's in your head. The real life thing is usually going on, but it's like, oh, it just like feels that's very hallmark of Lilith being activated. So like I said, if she's going through and you have very little in your area of Virgo, you will hardly feel this at all, if at all. But when she activates something, as soon as she hits something or opposes and hits something, so if you have planets in Pisces, you will feel her energy. Now, other than Virgo and Pisces, will we feel her? Not as much. No, I really don't feel as much that we'll feel her during that. But Lilith is about to get real dark on the details. That's basically what Lilith is trying to teach us. I have nicknamed her Mrs. Pluto because she's very similar to Pluto. For any of you who are not as familiar with Lilith, I compare her to Pluto. It's just that I always say, what is the difference? The difference is that Lilith is like a bonfire, where Pluto is like a forest fire. Okay, so that's the difference between those two. And they're both a little naughty, and they're both a little dark, and they're both, I say a little, sometimes Pluto can be really ouchy. But that's basically what the deal is. Ashley Jean said, what degree? Well, I mean, it's Lilith is entering Virgo, so it'll be 0 degrees, and then it'll go all the way through. So not sure what you mean by what degree, but that's basically what the deal is. So Lilith is entering Virgo is what I'm talking about. Yeah, Wendy, oh, moon and rising sign Virgo, so you're going to be feeling this, you know. So but again, Lilith is not a big wide range. So let's say, I'll just say this out of, like, let's say your rising sign, Wendy, is 15 degrees Virgo. Well, she'll have to be 14 degrees before you feel her. She's not going to be all the way back at 5 degrees. You won't feel her at that. You'll feel her right at or right around 13 degrees, 14, 15, and then 16, 17. Like, she has to be really pinpointed in order for her to feel activated. So, but like I said, if you have anything in the devil is in the details, you ever heard that expression? Well, that's Lilith in Virgo for sure. It can make us get real intense and very a little bit controlling, because it's a shadow side of Virgo. And when we're talking about, we're automatically talking about a shadow side with Lilith. Now, a lot of people sort of grasp onto Lilith as this like untamed, wild, feminine creature. A lot of writing sort of paints her almost like some sort of a animal, kind of like she's like a beast, like, or a demon, you know. She wasn't a demon, but she had that like flair, like she was very primal and almost animalistic, and that's very Lilith. So a lot of feminists and people in the feminist movement have like taken to Lilith like she's the creature that can't be, like, you know, tamed or talked down to. She won't stand for any of that, you know, and that's very Lilith. She's the untamed, yeah, exactly, Amir. The untamed wild, you know, exactly, Ashley Ann, that she was, I think she was the archetype that Sarah McLachlan and the rest of the crowd had named the Lilith Fair, because that is, you know, she's the feminine archetype. It's just that she's also quite dark, and I think they should have Googled her a little more. Maybe Google wasn't as big back then, but they should have Googled her a little bit further and deeper, because she can be dark. She really can be dark. So she's going through Virgo, and the devil is in the details with her going through Virgo. And we can get a little controlling with Lilith and Virgo, and a little puritanical, and a little, intense. That can be very much the deal. Or like I said, if we have any Pisces that she might be opposing, that could be also something that activates. Now, we all have Virgo, we all have Pisces in our charts, even if it's an empty area. But if you specifically have planets there, she will do this, and she's doing this over the next 9 months. So it takes her a little while to move through each of these. Unfortunately, I will be having my Lilith return during this time. I have Lilith natally in Virgo. It's my only Virgo really that I have in my chart, and it's Lilith is there. And I can get intense. I'll say that. I can get pretty intense about things. When it's something that really matters to me, I can get really drilled down and be very exacting and very precise with stuff. And I guess, but then there's other things I could care less about, and then you'll know, like, it's like not a big deal for me. But I'm just sharing this so that you guys can know how this will kind of affect those of us that have that. But a Lilith return, yeah, I'm going to feel her. I'm going to feel her for sure. Lucky me. But yeah, so that's happening on Wednesday too. So we have Mercury going to be in Libra on Wednesday, and then we have Lilith moving into Virgo on Wednesday, and Mercury is only going to be active in Libra up until October 22nd, where Lilith is going to be active for 9 months. So I mean, we got a ways to go with her, but we'll to be continued. I'll talk more about her, and if anybody has any questions about Lilith in the chart, Wendy said, back off, Lilith. Exactly. That is something. Now, the next big significant thing that happens this week is on Friday. And like I said, I'm just going over the highlights. Every single day is jam-packed, full. Look at my calendar. It's full, okay? It's full. So we have a full week of astrology. So when this happens, it doesn't mean that everybody's life is going to be crazy, but it means that a lot of people are going to be affected, because you better believe almost all 12 of the signs are going to be affected in some way, shape, or form. And there will be a busyness going on. There's going to be a real busyness. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the news. There's just going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. By the way, oh, darn, I forgot. I meant to print out Mars in Libra is going over Washington, D.C. This week. So I know that there's a lot of talks of the shutdown and what's going to happen with McCarthy and all that stuff going on. Well, on the geodetic, on the map, and you guys know I've pulled up the map sometimes, we have Mars is going to be going literally right through Washington, D.C. this week. So that'll be interesting. But remember, Libra is Lady Justice. Libra likes to make a deal, likes to mediate, likes to figure things out. So we'll see how that goes. But I've predicted this. And if you guys are regular watchers, first of all, you're awesome. Thank you. But if you're regular watchers of this broadcast, you know I've been predicting that this fall, the United States Pluto return is still activated, and we're doing one real big hit of the United States Pluto return. So all the stuff is happening in the fall, the COVID stuff, and we're bringing back all the seasons of the last few years. We're bringing back all the stuff that there'll probably be shortages again. There's going to be governmental. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. So that is a sidebar. But like I was saying, the next big astrological event this week is going to be on Friday, and we're already at the second chance full moon. So we're halfway between the last full moon. That was that super moon in Aries that hopefully you guys got to see the last super moon in Aries. And then the next new moon, which is going to be a ring of fire eclipse, an annular eclipse, and that's going to be coming, the new moon, for those of you that like to write this down, that's going to be coming on October 14th at 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be the total ring of fire new moon eclipse. So that's going to be an extra super duper 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 extra powerful eclipse. So we're halfway through now on Friday, where the sun is in Libra, the moon is in Cancer. So remember, I told some of you people that have moon in Cancer out there that I'd be talking about you tonight. 13 degrees Cancer, 13 degrees Libra sun, okay? And that's going to come to a peak or a height on Friday, October 6th at 9:48 a.m., so 6:48 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. And that's where the sun and the moon are going to be square each other, okay, in the sky. Now, this is sort of an interesting thing. Libra is a cardinal sign, and Cancer is a cardinal sign, so hashtag bosses. So that means also that Aries and Capricorn are going to be caught up in this. And basically, it means that there's going to be two chefs in the kitchen, not one. Libra wants to talk about our partnership, likes the balance, likes the fairness and the beauty, like I've been talking about this whole broadcast about Libra. And then we have more home and family oriented Cancer and the feelings. Now, this is a time where the sun and the moon form a square with each other. And the last chance new moon, I always call it the last chance new moon, or the last quarter lunar cycle. I call the second chance new moon, sorry. The last quarter lunar cycle, the fourth quarter lunar cycle, I have all these names. That's when the moon looks like it's half of a moon in the sky. This is what we call, it's nicknamed by astrologers a time of crisis, because we have to reevaluate something. So during the purge of the Aries full moon, we had to release, we had to let go, we had to, we're sort of releasing. By the way, I saw a lot of TikTok people. I'm new to TikTok, so I've seen a lot of us TikTok astrologers saying, you got to manifest, it's the full moon. And I'm like, no, we're not supposed to manifest. We're supposed to let something go. I know in our culture, we really don't, we love to talk about manifesting things new, but there is a time and a place for releasing old things. So now this is a second chance full moon to release, do another round of releasing, or really another round of looking at what needs to go. Okay, something in our home and family, and maybe even something in our relationship zone, because remember, it's Libra and Cancer. So, and certainly we could feel a little bit emotional, a little emo, okay, a little, because Cancer's sentimental and can feel the feelings, so we might be needing to feel the feelings on Friday, is what I'm saying. Now, again, this is pinpointed. It's just on that day. If you forgot to burn or destroy the new moon manifestation list during the last full moon, this is the time to burn or destroy, okay, because this is like our second chance full moon. Ashley Ann said, need to get rid of some stuff. Good. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Andrea said, I'm awesome. Thank you very much. Yes, Ashley said you're sick of, I think you were talking about, you're sick of the governmental stuff. Wendy, oh, I'm sorry. You have a funeral to go to on Saturday. I'm very sorry. Yeah, and so this could make us feel a little bit more emotive for sure, with the moon in Cancer at the end of the week. It's going to be a past life portal week, so a bunch of stuff could tug at our heartstrings and kind of make us feel the feelings. So when we come to this, we have to now process our feelings and do all that stuff. Oh, Ashley Jean, you didn't get the job. Oh, I'm so sorry. You wanted it on the day of the full moon. You're bummer, but you think it's for the best. Yeah, exactly. Oh no. Oh, Ashley Ann, you said you are sick. Oh, I'm sorry that you have COVID. Oh, well, if everybody can send Ashley Ann on the broadcast Reiki, good vibes, get well wishes. That will be a good thing. Ashley Jean, I think, yes, the universe will take you where you need. Listen, we have a past portal happening this week, so maybe something from the past could come back. We never know. It can be past life or this life, whichever it is, but we can definitely get a new opportunity coming. Yeah, this last full moon was very weird, because like I said on the broadcast last week, that Aries is great for starting new things, but the full moon, we have to finish something. So this is like a start and a finish full moon all in one time. I think Aries full moons are always weird because we have to initiate, we want to initiate something new, but yet we have the old that we have to still reckon and deal with. So I don't know, it's something. Okay, so that is the energy from Friday, that we're going to have this second chance full moon. Like I said, a Friday morning at 9:48 a.m. Eastern time, Cancer, 13 degrees, moon, and the Libra sun, 13 degrees. Now, the next one is going to be the next big thing that is going to be happening and coming. And by the way, I meant to say this before I move on. I actually wore my pearls tonight so that I could show you. That's good for Cancer. Cancer is pearls. Okay, so this is a big, huge freshwater pearl bracelet, and I got the chandelier earrings with pearls in them, and so that's very good. The other thing about this energy, because there's so much going on, I was thinking about tonight as well, is kyanite. I think would be great for this week. This is blue kyanite, and this is called black kyanite. I have two kinds, and also there's green kyanite, which I don't have with me tonight. But I have the blue and the black. Black is more rare. Blue is the more common of all of the kyanite colors. And then I believe green is maybe even more rare than the black. If you really look at the black, it kind of almost looks like a super dark blue, but whatever, it's called black. But kyanite helps us to instantly ground, and also instantly balance all of our chakras. And I was thinking about this week and how kind of chaotic and how a little just all over the place what the energies is going to be, and how like the sense of busyness and everything, we might need some extra grounding. So I was thinking kyanite might be good, but if you're looking to harvest those and have those beautiful understanding moments with your Cancer moon this week, that is for sure. Cancer is pearls. So I hope that helps. Now we have one more planet on the move, and then I'm going to take some questions. So Ashley Jean, thank you. Hi, she was complimenting my nails. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a little into my manicure this week. Okay, so speaking of manicures, that was a good segue. Speaking of manicures, Venus is going to be moving into Virgo, and that is going to happen on Sunday at October 8th. At 9:11 p.m. Eastern time, so 6:11 p.m. if you're on the West Coast, okay? And so Venus moving into Virgo. Venus moving into Virgo, well, we got Lilith moved into Virgo, and now we got Venus moving into Virgo. I mean, Venus is a lot nicer than Lilith, I'll just say that. But they're both kind of, Lilith is much more sexual in nature, for sure. And then we have Venus moving into Virgo, who's much more romantic in nature, okay? So we have both of these happening. Now, Venus in Virgo is one of I always talk about Venus in Virgo because that can be picky, okay? Because we want to look at all the details and we want to, all the stuff going on. A lot of Venus and Virgo people I know are single for long times, unless if they're one of the lucky ones that found somebody, very easily. So Venus in Virgo, I think, is a good one because that's all about discernment. It is an earth sign. It's more grounded and it's all about discernment, but it can very much, and I see this all the time in my readings with people who have Venus in Virgo, it makes this a little too picky. Now, here's the good news. If you are Venus in Virgo, born with Venus in Virgo, you're going to have your Venus return during this time. So yay for you. That's love on love. That's a good thing. That's going to stir up all your Venus and Virgo stuff. That's going to bring it all to the surface, make it stronger, make it louder, make it brighter, make it prettier. It's going to be right there. Okay. But, for anybody out there who has a history of picking the wrong partner, this could help you because maybe you need more discernment. Like the fact that they were unemployed, they just got out of jail, they have, whatever going on in their life that's not good, an addiction, or they're already married, or, you know, whatever thing, and you don't even see that. It's like, la 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 la, he or she is so cute, I don't even get it, you know. If we have a broken picker, if you have any history of having a broken picker, I call it the broken picker, this could help us because it makes us more discerning. And we get this for a month, okay? So we're going to have Venus in Virgo from October 8th all the way until November 8th, okay? We get a full 30 days with this one. Yeah, a bunch of people are... I know. Ashley Jean put laughing face. Already married, ha ha ha. Yeah, I mean, you would be shocked how many people will call me, well, but they're, you know, they do have another girlfriend, boyfriend, or they're already married. And I'm like, they're not available then, and that's not good. So Venus in Virgo can help us with that discernment and help us, but Venus in Virgo natives, ironically, people with that already in their chart that are born with that full time, they tend to stay stuck in the picky phase, and they tend to weed out, or they have just a lot of people that they're not attracted to. It's like they very rarely have somebody that they're interested in. So what I see with Venus and Virgo people is like, well, I really never like anybody, but I really like this one person. And then you look at the person, it's like, but they're not, you know, like all they could be. But they get hooked onto that one person, which they might not even be that great. But because they don't have like crushes often, or because they don't find people attractive often, they really fall for that one. When they're finally they get the one, it's like they really fall for them. And then sometimes they're not the right one. So it's not like, sometimes with Venus and Virgo, we gotta give people a little bit more of a chance, and we have to, you know, not be too picky. I mean, nobody's perfect, but for those of you who have a broken picker, who always tend to pick people that are a little sketchy, a little in the gray area, this can really help to weed those out quicker. Because I'm always talking about, in my readings, when I'm talking to people and doing dating and relationship coaching, you got to weed people out ruthlessly, because let's say your special one is going to be number 50. You got to get through 49 people really fast. Really, don't get hung up on the maybe and the whatevers and the I'm not sure and maybe I'll wait for them. No. So this can help us, I think, it's a very good thing. And this can really help us, I feel, in our love department. If you need a little extra discernment and a little extra, like, you know, I got to be a little bit more picky, I think. This can help with that, because we do tend to, you know, all the Virgo stuff, look at people under a microscope and kind of look at all the details and kind of nitpick and kind of get, you know, sort through things. And so that is something that, now, again, if you have Virgo, I shouldn't say if, where you have Virgo in your chart, will get highlighted by this lovely Venus. It is also going to have dark moon Lilith. Like, I almost feel like lovely Venus is like in this beautiful like cocktail dress, and she's pristinely, like maybe she has her little pearls on her. Very Jackie O. And then we have like Black Moon Lilith that shows up like goth and like black lipstick and black nails and punk rock look. I feel like that's the difference between those two. And so they're going to be highlighting that Virgo sector. So we're going to have a little extra Virgo energy going on. So hopefully that'll help us all a little bit with some love action, you know, and all those things. Wendy, that's funny. Ashley Ann said, you find Libra moon has already made love life a little easier. Yes. Because you have, do you have Venus in Virgo natally? Is that what you're meaning? And Kelly said, maybe Virgo second house will be good for you. Well, yeah, that can bring some money. Venus is also secondarily money. Now, again, we could end up, you know, that can be spending money on beauty, on health, those types of things is also very Virgo-esque. And so that's something that we could end up doing with Venus and Virgo going on in the money department for you, Kelly. But yeah, and this could also be us, you know, upping our aesthetic, wanting to file things, wanting things to be, you know, look nice and have a very pristine sort of look or aesthetic, a very clean look. And that is definitely Venus and Virgo as well. So that is this week in astrology. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. So I'm going to do a recap. I'm also going to take some questions. So if anybody, I can't pick everybody's questions. So please, if you guys have a question, you know, I answer these free questions every Monday night, but I can only pick a few people. So, so that is what the deal is. And otherwise I'd say, and it also is going to be on camera too. So if you want a personalized astrological session, it's better to call me in if you want some like private answers. Yeah, so let's see. Oh no. Oh. Ashley Jean said, could you pull a card for a close friend who is needing extra love and light, recently moved to Montana, it's not working out, running into challenges, trying to come back to Vermont, needs some guidance, feeling down and out. Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear, Ashley Jean. I'm going to pull a card. I won't say her name on camera, but I will pull a card for her, your friend, and let's see what is the deal. You know, she should definitely call me for a session because that is something, you know how I do the maps and I bring sometimes the maps on camera? That is a form of astrology called astrocartography. And there's actually, I can look and see where her lines are on the map, her personal, because we all have personal, you know, we've all been to locations where like, you know, it's like, ooh, this feels really good, or, oh, this feels horrible. And then a lot of times that's astrocartography. Yeah. She does. She's getting a bumpy start, but look, this card just flew out, which is a great, that is the scepter card. This is the try again and you will succeed card. So I kind of just feel like, everything has kind of gone wrong. I really do. And I do feel like her money is starting to kind of run out or run thin or something. Let me see. I keep hearing it's not all it was cracked up to be. I don't know why. I just keep hearing that. It was like, let me just, one more card. I just feel like she's really in her feelings right now. I do feel like she's depressed or feeling down or blue. Yeah, she needs some quiet time is what I'm getting. And I also pulled this card, which is balanced spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. She's all in her feelings right now. She's all in her feelings, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like as if I almost want to, kind of want to say to stay there. Should she move back to Vermont? I don't know if she should. Let me look. Should she actually move back to Vermont? I don't think so. Look at this breakup card. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like maybe she might run out of money and the universe is making her stick it out. That happens. That will happen. That will happen. That will happen. So I would say for her to maybe kind of stay in it. It feels uncomfortable, but I feel like the universe is like, are you sure you really want to be here? So it's like she's getting a test. But I think if she holds on, she has to kind of just go internally and really like suss things out and see how she feels spiritually and all that. Because I mean, it's hard, but I don't know. I'm almost feeling like she needs to sort of stick that one out. She had a breakup card with Vermont. So yes, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of feeling like if she stays there, I think she's supposed to meet somebody there or something. Oh, Juliet, a house. She has no natural support. That's okay. That, I mean, not that that's okay. She's getting that card quiet time, but I feel like there's a test for her. I almost really want to just say that she needs to do a session. I think she should call me, but I feel like there's some kind of a test for her that she's supposed to be sort of sussing out. And I feel like she has support. It's just not right there. You know, like she can Zoom, she can call, she can FaceTime. Like she has a lot of support and love. It's just, I feel like she can't run home, you know, or run to, you know, that person in person. Tell her to be careful with substances. I don't want her to be drinking or doing a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if she even does that, but I just kind of get this feeling of like, let's not take a bunch of Xanax every night before we go to bed. I just feel like there's something going on there. I don't want to say too much on camera. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I can see she feels lonely. This is the card of separation. Okay, Juliet, I'm not sure if you're still on the broadcast. I hope this helps. Wendy said, right when you find out you want to drop a class, that's when you find out you're getting an A. See, there you go. There you go. Okay. All right. So Juliet, will you get this house, or is this the right place for you? Is this the right house? Woo. Oh my goodness. This is the yes card, Juliet. This jumped into my hand. I don't know if you saw that, but this is a I feel like, I don't know if this is a fixer-upper or some place that I know that you do some real estate stuff, but I just kind of feel like this place needs some love is what I heard. And it feels like it was either there was some kind of a divorce or something happening or a death or something. I don't know. Something happened where I feel like this house needs love. Like I just keep hearing that it needs love. I almost feel like it was maybe neglected, or there was some kind of like fighting in it, or there was some kind of spiritual thing that feels like it needs some love. I don't know. I just keep feeling like it needs to feel, and I just feel like it hasn't had a proper owner in a while or something. There's something about it that is what it kind of feels like. So I hope that helps. But yeah, the yes card jumped into my hand. So I'm hoping you get it, because I feel like you would be such a good match, you know, because you're like love, exuding love, you know. So I think that would be really good for you. I almost feel like you might even have to tell the real estate agent or tell the family that you'll love it, or some kind of a thing. I feel like maybe even writing a love letter or something. I mean, we got all this love stuff going on this week, so maybe doing that would help, that you have good plans for the place, because I do think it spiritually, it needs to be cleansed though. I would smudge the heck out of it. I'd set off all the fire alarms and stuff, you know, to smudge it out. So Ashley Jean said, thank you. You're welcome. You can maybe have your friend watch the broadcast at the, you know, to watch her. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Juliet, you already wrote a letter. There you go. Yeah. It feels like a love, like you need to have there needs to be, I just keep hearing that this house needs love. And I think the start of it is like, it would be you guys. That, ask the soul of the house, or the spirit of the house, whatever you want to call it, because I think we're all the souls of the house, but ask the house itself if it wants you to be its mommy, you know, kind of thing. And I think they choose. I think that helps to have the house choose you. Yeah. All right. So I am going to, yeah, Kelly said definitely do that. We bought a house where people were divorcing and it never felt right. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you do a cleansing, a really good cleansing and clearing. You can clear that energy, by the way. You can clear that energy. Hey, Scotty. Oh, my goodness. Been a long time from Arizona. Wow. Welcome, welcome. Hope everything. We were just talking about Cancer moons on Friday coming up. So you have to watch the replay. All right, I'm going to pull a card. So I'm going to go over the recap first, and then I'm going to pull a card. And by the way, if anybody wants a personalized astrological session, the best way to get in touch with you, text message or a DM. Please be patient. Sometimes it takes a couple days for me to get back to you. I promise I will. It's easier with text message, though. I love that. And if you haven't yet already, I still have the goal. I don't know if I'm going to make my goal, but I still have the goal of getting 1,000 subscribers. on my YouTube channel. It's a big important thing because then I can have like more, benefits and rights and all kinds of things according to YouTube. So that would be great. All right, so we have the past life portal opening up this week. Venus is forming a trine with the North Node. We have Mars forming a conjunction with the South Node, and then Mars opposing the North Node, and that's all going to be in the middle of the week. We have Lilith and Venus moving into Virgo, and we have Mercury moving into Libra. And then we have the second chance full moon on Friday on October 6th in Cancer, where we're going to be reevaluating something with our love life, home and family life, what's going on, how do we tweak this, how do we make things feel homey and warm and lovely, and how do we get our needs met and our love and all that good stuff. It's a lot of energy. Oh my goodness, and I almost forgot there's one more thing. I'm going to just say this very briefly. There's a very, very difficult transit on Sunday, the 8th, where Mars is going to form a square with Pluto. Please watch this weekend. Please watch your conversations and all kinds of things, because that Mars square Pluto thing at 9:05 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, October 8th, is going to be a real zinger. That's not going to be fun. No politics, no religion, no those hot topics. Hey, how about, are we going to have, get married, or are you going to move in, or none of that, because ultimatums, things like that can be activated right now, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I'm sorry. I know. Lots of stuff going on. What do we need to know to navigate all this crazy energy here? Let's see. What do we need to know? Yeah, this feels right. All right, so I'm just going to block. This so I don't get removed from YouTube. But this is detoxification. These are my fairy cards from Doreen Virtue. This is detoxifying. Okay, we are detoxing. We're continuing to detoxing from that full moon. We're going to continue with that. I'm going to ask my moon cards, what do we need to know for this week? What's the best advice? Oh goodness. Oh, this is interesting. So here we are. We have a new romance cycle begins. That's the card. These are my moon cards. They're all new moon or full moon. Says new moon in Libra, and then new moon in Pisces too. So we do have some new stuff coming. Remember, we are in a past life portal. Meditate and contemplate is Pisces. This is kind of like what I was saying for Ashley Jean's friend. She needs to sit in her feelings, to meditate, to contemplate why. What's her why? I feel like what's her why? Why did she want to move there and all that? Amir said you have the same cards. Love them. Yeah, exactly. These are all about starting something fresh. We do have a lot of Libra energy, and remember we do have literally the new moon coming in Libra on October 14th, and that's going to be the big solar eclipse. So we are continuing to detox, but remember, this is kind of like what I was saying with that Aries full moon. We got to let something go in order to bring in something new. And I feel like that's basically what we're doing. We're letting go to bring in something new. I really do feel, oops, sorry. We're going to cover that. We have to let go and bring in something new. And that is really the key to all of this. So I hope that helps everyone. Again, if you want to have a personalized astrological session, please feel free to contact me and really ground yourself this week. And know that even if you're not affected, other people are affected. So putting a lot of demands, a lot of pressures on other people, like, I thought you said you were going to come over. Look, people are really going to be, I think, all pulled in their own stuff and their own direction and their own. So let's just let everything be and just be a little more zen. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope that helps. Happy Monday night. Namaste. Mwah. Lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye.